Moving on to another story, Eric Omondi. Now, in most cases, when you talk about Eric Omondi, it's usually in negativity. But in this case, I sort of agree with him. And I am also in pain of agreeing with him because he's speaking about my people, the people of Meru. All right, so basically, Ruga was in town. He was in Nairobi. And he ended up performing where? In Meru. And so people are mad because of the penetration of foreign music, even in the grassroots areas. As in, imagine Burna Boy coming to Kenya, and then you hear he's performing in Nyeri, Scooter Town. By the way, I know Scooter. He's in Nyeri in Scooter. Have you ever even heard of a place called Scooter? No, Kathomi has. Imagine if you had something like that. It would also sort of go, wait, that's very strange. How is it possible that we don't even have local artists performing in such places, and yet some person out of Nigeria, out of Ghana, out of, I don't know, the US is now performing in these areas? It can be a little bit of a teething issue, and so much so that he decided to speak about it. So on a social media post, this is what he said. Hang on, give me a second as I clear my throat before I die. He said this. Can you imagine a Kenyan artist performing in an interior rural town in Nigeria? Yani, sasa wana perform baka ushago kwetu. They are conquering entirely. Na sisi bado tuna curtain raise tu. Soon, itakuwa Conscience Live in Budalangi. Tupatane Parliament. And honest to God, it did not sit right with me. Not that we love their music, not that we love Nigerian music, who doesn't? Not that we have any issue with Nigerian artists, absolutely not. But the fact that if you thought about, one of our biggest artists, what's his name? Mr. Calligraph Jones. Imagine him performing somewhere in Igbo town, in the middle of northern Nigeria. Imagine that. Is it even a thought that you can fathom? Can you imagine how would he have gotten such penetration to such an area? It is a difficult thought to process, and therefore, when you start hearing of, oh, okay, Ruga came, he's now in Meru, it is a bit difficult for me to stomach. However, again, it's not that we don't love the music, it's just that there are bigger realities that we need to start facing as the entertainment industry and as a people in general. We need to support our artists in a level and to an extent that is almost annoying. Like, you know how Nigerians will show up. There are 2 Nigerians in the state of Wisconsin, but if a Nigerian artist decides to show up, they will give all their money to go and watch them. You see how we pay money to go and see Beyonce in South Africa? Like, a ticket is going for thousands of dollars, but you want to go just to see Beyonce. That's the level of, I think, the level of support we need to start giving our artists and people in the media industry, because it can be tough and it can be painful to face these realities.
But who are we blaming? Because at this point, everyone is playing a blame game. Everyone is pointing a finger, but who exactly is responsible for this issue? Because what is stopping Kenyan artists from performing in Bundalangi? What is stopping a Kenyan artist from arranging a concert in Meru? What is stopping you from, you and your crew and your dance crew gathering yourselves and going to perform somewhere? Nothing. So at the end of the day, can we blame promoters now? Because we need someone to blame, yeah? Let's blame the promoters, because somebody had to have arranged the whole thing. Somebody had to have an event organizer, so this is a lucrative idea, we are going to do this, we are going to bring in a Nigerian act. And they did, and it was successful. And they went to Meru. Why? Maybe because Nairobi is a bit saturated. I think, what are we going to do? We are going to go and dance a girlfriend. Can't I? It's off you. Such exposure in Meru, maybe they saw that was a good demographic for them and it worked for them. But who are we really blaming, What is stopping a Kenyan artist from collaborating with somebody in Nigeria and going and doing a concert there?
That's a good question.
Exactly.
Actually.
So I think some of these artists actually have a hunger for it, okay? Some of these artists are going to reach out to event organizers in Kenya and say, I'd like to do a concert, but not in Nairobi. Can we do a different city? Can we do Mombasa or something? What is stopping you as a Kenyan artist from picking up yourself and connecting and networking with other people in other countries so that you can perform there? Absolutely nothing.
Oh, but there
okay?
is a rumor that Sauti Sol and Ruga might be having a collaboration soon. So we might also see our friend Z, Sauti Sol and the Soul Generation maybe in Nigeria.
I just feel like sometimes Kenyan artists expect things to be handed to them on a silver platter.
Okay.
For us to say, yes, we have organized everything, Shika, and as also perform. Instead of them taking an initiative and saying, okay, my music does not seem to be transcending the Kenyan borders. What am I doing wrong? Going back to the drawing board. And I sound like I'm accusing you guys of not putting in the work, but there are so many platforms. There are people who have gone viral just because they posted on TikTok. Why is your music not going viral? Why is your music not being relatable to... People don't even understand the Nigerian music, but you'll see Wazungu dancing to, you'll see people in Europe doing dancing challenges. Why is your music not doing that? Tell us what the problem is, and then we sit together and figure it out.
And another thing we need to start to realize is, like, I love Brandy Maina and I love other artists like Akina Blinky Bill and all of these people, because honestly, actually, Blinky Bill, Kina Tetushani, them, they go. And you'll see them performing in Nigeria. You'll see them, you know, linking up with artists in Ghana and doing collaborations and all that. But we don't know why they're still not trending. Please look at... I feel like there's a level to which we need to collaborate. We need to get to a point where even us, we are demanding for it. Because if we demand for it, then the artists will do better.
Yeah.
So that is on us. Our job is to force the artists to do good work, okay? But still, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it really does have to come back to the artists. Artists have to do good music. Brandy Maina, one of the first Kenyan artists who actually ended up doing an Amapiano remake. Look at how far she's gone. So much so that she's also going like, well, actually, I just realized that I don't necessarily have to trend in Kenya. If I do good music, the whole country, wherever they are, South Africans,
And she is
Americans,
a beautiful
whoever,
artist.
will come and they will support my music. You listen to Brandy Maina and you're like, damn, girl, you can sing.
This?
You can sing.
I even had to go and look for her contact, you know,
Right?
and try and bring her on a show. But sometimes I feel like the artists limit themselves, you know?
We really do.
They really do limit themselves. I feel like they could do better, but they're always waiting for... It's like how we say, when I lose weight is when I'm going to go for that date. When I lose weight is when I'm going to do this and this and this. For the artists is when I get money is when I'm going to do this project. When I do this, you know, like, just do it. Do it scared, do it broke, just do it.
Steph Capella and all these other artists who see you as